Michael Jackson, I mean, the name itself, it's an institution, right? For decades, he was, without a doubt, one of the most famous people on the entire planet. But what really made him the king of pop? Today, we're going to try to deconstruct it all: the unbelievable talent, the fame that was on a whole other level, and the very complex legacy of a true global icon. So, let's dive in. You know, this whole thing kicked off recently on a podcast with Bill Simmons, and it's a really interesting way to think about it. When we start asking who's the biggest, what are we even measuring? It kind of forces you to look back at the sheer scale of Michael Jackson's fame, a scale that even now, with the internet and social media, just feels almost impossible to imagine. And look, this greatest of all time debate, it's not new. For as long as I can remember, it's really circled around these three names. You've got the Beatles, the best-selling artists, you've got Elvis, the king of rock and roll, and then there's Michael Jackson, who is widely seen as the single most successful entertainer ever. And that word entertainer, that's the key right there. So what put him in that unique spot? To really get a handle on Jackson, you have to start with the art. The foundation of his entire world was this almost superhuman talent, but it was mixed with a work ethic that was just relentless and obsessive. This story from his music engineer, Bruce Swedian, is just absolutely wild. 91 vocal takes for Billie Jean. But here's the craziest part. The take they actually used, the one we all know and love, was take number 2. So we had it right at the beginning, but he did 89 more takes just to be absolutely sure. I mean, who does that? That's the level of perfectionism we're dealing with here. And you gotta understand, his voice was his instrument. Sure, he had this incredible range, but he also used his voice like it was a drum. Those signature vocal hiccups, the little gasps, they weren't just, for show. They were a crucial part of the rhythm. He was literally weaving percussive sounds into the very fabric of the beat. And the thing is, he didn't just come out of nowhere. He was a student of the absolute masters. He said it himself. He watched everyone. You can see the raw energy of James Brown, the impossible smoothness of Fred Astaire, the total showmanship of Sammy Davis Jr. in everything he did. He studied their genius to become a master himself. So, what was the result of all that insane work? Well, it's this number right here, 8. That is the record-smashing number of Grammy Awards he took home in one single night for the album Thriller. That wasn't just a win, you guys, that was a coronation. It was the entire industry basically saying, okay, this guy is on another planet. But Michael's genius wasn't just about what you could hear. He didn't just change the sound of music, he completely